All right, so I've heard the name Griselda for a long time, whether that's from the Buffalo rap group who named themselves after her or through documentaries that have come out like Cocaine Cowboy. Netflix just dropped a 6 episode miniseries biopic detailing her life, and I watched the whole thing. So this is my spoiler free review. I will, however, be talking about the series in pretty broad strokes. So if you don't know anything at all about who Griselda was, then there might be some very mild spoilers. Chapter times are in the description, so you can skip ahead to whatever topic you're most interested in hearing me talk about. Griselda stars Sophia Vergara, and she's such a big star that I feel like everybody knows her, but I don't know if I've seen her in anything where she holds down a lead role quite like she does here. So I was rooting for her to win here. It also stars Juliana, Aiden Martinez, and Alberto Guerrera, and all 6 episodes are directed by Andres Biaz. So this show basically follows the rise and fall of Griselda Blanco. She's a pretty tough lady, and she started from very humble beginnings and rose all the way to the very top of the cocaine trade in Miami. Then, like most stories like this, things come crashing back down. But this series is a little bit different because we rarely get to see women placed in power roles in these types of worlds. Griselda Blanco definitely took over this male-dominated spot in a real way. It's impressive to say, but she didn't get there by being squeaky clean. The bodies pile up throughout the series, some of those being her enemies and some being people that she suspected might be. While she was building her empire in the drug world, we also see the FBI on her butt the whole way, building a case on her, but she stays just barely out of their reach. And it was really cool just seeing how they were following her moves. Since this is a period piece showcasing the 80s, I thought everything they did supporting that was really cool too. Talking about the cars, the music and nightlife, the clothing, the kinds of drugs people were using, the technology and things like the TVs, the phones and pagers. They really did a great job with all of that stuff. Talking about performances, you really have to give it up for Sophia Vergara. She put this series on her shoulders and crushed it from top to bottom. You can feel the passion and the fight and desire to rise to the top and the determination to never go back to that hell that she originally came from. And she has some great monologues here that definitely need to be sampled in rap songs or quoted for years to come. I loved her pep talks to her hundreds of goons that sounded like something that Leonidas would have said to his hundreds of soldiers in the 300. She handled all of that with ease. Then there were the moments where she had to deal with death or something that happened. She shows Griselda's paranoia at some points, and she believably handled all of that and embodied the character. Bravo. Julia Aiden Martinez was great as her counterpart in the FBI, who similarly performed really highly in a typically male-dominated role and fought for her respect. Then the rest of the drug lords and cartel members and people orbiting Blanco's world were all great here too. Some of them were based on real people, and I imagine some of them were fictitious, but I loved it all. This is an action channel, so you know I had to speak on that. Along with this setting comes a lot of gunfights and explosions. We even get some machete action, and all of that was handled really well and shot with style. It was mostly used as a tool to show how wild things were here, how dangerous of a profession this was, and that all the parties involved were definitely not playing. There wasn't a huge amount of it, but it was a huge statement anytime the guns came out. So this was great. I'm impressed. I put this high on my list of films and series within this genre, and it further cements the name of Griselda Blanco in infamy as someone who won't be forgotten, right next to the Pablo Escobars and El Chapos. This is a great successor to the Narcos series, and if you like that, then I feel like you'll enjoy this too. My only real criticisms are, one, the length. I feel like this could have been a 2-hour movie and still probably would have had that same punch. And then the story overall isn't particularly inventive or original. We've definitely seen stuff like this before, but still well done. So let me know what you thought of Netflix's Griselda in the comments. Be sure to like this video if you're enjoying my content and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next one.